Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. What a fantastic show we have for you today. One I've been really excited about for quite some time as well. So make sure you have your questions ready for today's guest. This is one of those that is, I think, essential in this day and age, and we'll be talking about that in a few moments. But do let me know in the comment section where you are watching from as well. I know we've got a great audience in both the UK and the US and around the world. So it's always interesting to find out where you're watching from. And if you're watching on the replay, then do put hashtag replay. And don't worry, if you're watching on the replay, we'll still get back and answer those questions. Now, today's guest is a phenomenal guy when it comes to kind of multiple income streams, side hustles, and his presence on YouTube talking on that subject is phenomenal. He is awesome. But, you know, what is a side hustle? At the moment, it's such a growing phenomena. The BBC did some research on this in the UK of 4,000 workers. And it is one of the fastest growing kind of platforms for people to be earning that additional income stream. The pandemic kind of brought it forward for a lot of people. And now it is growing, whereas most people, especially Gen Zs, are doing secondary incomes, multiple income streams, online side hustles, all sorts of stuff like that. So if you have a side hustle, let us know in the comment section what it is that you're doing. And please do kind of make lots of noise and show your appreciation for tonight's guest. He really is an expert when it comes to this industry. Is a guy that I've been watching for quite some time on YouTube and also on Amazon.com. He's the guy that goes out and finds out whether they work, whether they don't, what all the hype is about. And speaking of hype, please do make him feel very welcome. The man, the myth, the legend that is Jim Mullen.
Hey, welcome. How you doing? How you doing, everybody? How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being on as well. It's absolutely fantastic to have you here. And like I say, I've been a fan of your work for quite some time, because I know for me, when you're looking at trying to generate new income streams, there's all sorts of stuff that's out there that is just, you know, it's all smoke and mirrors, and it takes a lot of hard work to find out the wheat from the chaff as such. So for the guys that don't know who you are, tell us a bit about Jim and how you got to where you are.
A little about me. Okay. A family man from a young age, so I was always trying to make extra money. I never had enough money to pay all the bills, so it was kind of like I was always doing stuff on the side. But I always had to trade time for money. You know, it was sweat equity, right? So I would work a regular job, and then I would do side jobs on after work, you know, for a couple hours and earn some extra cash. And I would do that for a few years until I realized people were making money online, and I said, I want to get in on this. It sounds like pretty good, because, you know, even when you're trading sweat equity, you can't work at someone's house past you know, like 10 o'clock at night. They're going to kick you out. But when you're making money online, you could work at 2 a.m. You can get up at 5 a.m. You could do it at any time. You know, you could spend all your time with the kids, go to sports or dance class or scouts or whatever you do after school, and put them to bed, spend time with them, read them stories, and then do your side hustle. Okay, it's incredible. And so about 2010, I started figuring it out. And I said, I have like a little bit of ADD, in case you couldn't tell already. I bounce a little bit all over the place. And I said, I can't stick to one thing. So I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to see what works. I'm going to try everything out and see what sticks, see what works, and it turns out a lot of things, most things, if you spend the time and do it, you can make some money doing it. There's a lot of ways you can make money online today.
Fantastic. I mean, it's what was your first project that you got involved in?
First thing I did was drop shipping. Okay, so what I would do, it was retail arbitrage is what it really was, and so I would go to some place like Walmart or even Amazon and find something like, let's say, one of my favorite ones was the cubic zirconia earrings. They were little diamond stud earrings, and they were like $7 or $8 on Walmart.com. And so I would take a picture of that and I'd put it on eBay for $19.99. They'd buy it on eBay. I'd go to Walmart. I'd buy it. I'd put the buyer's address in. Walmart would ship it right to the buyer. I mean, right to the buyer. And then I would never have to have inventory. I would never have to, it would cost nothing to get started. They would give you the money, then you'd buy the item and have it shipped. And it sounded really great, and it worked really great for a while. But customer service was the killer for me. People wanted to know where their package was. I didn't get my package. It's broken. It's not the right size. I got to return it. And then it started getting to be a lot of red tape, a lot of extra hours involved, so that the money return wasn't worth what I was putting into it. So I stopped doing that. I started getting into affiliate marketing, where there's no customer service. It's kind of like hands off, and so that was the beauty of that. Did I answer your question? I don't know. I ramble.
No, do you know what? Rambling is good. Before we get into the questions, I do have to say this as well. But yes, you can sign up to Be Live for free with the link that's just appeared in the comment section. Be Live is a fantastic platform, both myself and Jim use for our side hustles as well. So if you have any questions as well, do feel free to jump into the comment section. I see Dr. Ello says hello there as well.
Hey, Doc, what's up?
Yeah, getting straight into it. First things first, the best platforms for side hustlers. What are your most effective platforms that you're using, the tools you're using to monetize your content, especially if you want to do it as a side hustle?
I think the best place to get started for me is YouTube. YouTube has the best opportunity for monetization right now. And the audiences are already there. So if you can niche down into some kind of discipline, whatever it is, and get an audience, a following. It doesn't take a big following. It was a crazy thing that people think, oh, you need to have 1 million followers, 10,000 followers in order to make any kind of money online. You can make a decent living. Like I joke around and say 100 dedicated followers. 100 dedicated people, the people that'll storm the beach for you, those guys that comment on all your stuff and like all your stuff. That if you have 100 people like that, you'll make a good living. So let's say that you're giving advice in something, whatever it is. Let's say stocks. You pick stocks on Sundays. You go live for an hour on Sunday. You have 100 people that come in for your live on Sunday. You spend 1 hour a week doing it, and you charge them $50 a month to be part of this, right? Mm. $50, 100 people at the end of the year is $60,000 for 1 hour a week. 100 people. No. It doesn't take a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's crazy math.
Yeah. You talk about YouTube there. I mean, I was, going through your YouTube channel earlier. You've got a lot of videos.
Yes.
What is the process for that? What keeps you motivated for doing those videos?
Sharing, educating people, sharing my knowledge. I like to learn things, right, and put it into practice, and then tell other people about it. And so that's what I do with all my videos. I've been focused mainly on the Amazon influencer program, because that's really the Wild West right now for content creators. If you have a following in another social media and you can get approved for the Amazon influencer program, it's really the place to get started if you haven't done so already. We can talk more about that later. But the YouTube channel, it's if you keep on a regular basis and you follow the disciplines, you make good thumbnails, you make good titles, and you make good content, right? People gotta have good content. People have to watch it. YouTube is the place you get rewarded the most, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Another great thing, especially with having a lot of content that you're putting out there, is the time management involved in that. How do you balance your side hustles versus your day-to-day life, your family life, your work life, hobbies, balancing all that out? How do you do it?
Well, the most important thing is you're doing this for family in the first place, right? So, you don't want to take time away from family. So there's a lot of weekends where I can't do what I want to do because I got family stuff to go. I'm away. I'm in a hotel room or whatever I'm doing, staying at someone's house in another state or whatever. But you got to enjoy your family. So I work around that completely. That comes first. So, but if I have to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning for work, I'm getting up at 5:30, and I'm spending a good hour doing some content, answering emails, making, responding to stuff and doing that kind of stuff. Then when I get home at night, spend time with the family, do what I have to do there. And then 9, 10, 11, like you got 3 hours there that I spend doing whatever I got to do. So, you're talking about 4 hours a day that you can get quality stuff done and not miss anything from the family and still do a full-time job. And what's
Nice.
really good about it is, like I said, you can do it at 2 in the morning. Like I've worked jobs where I was off shift, where I was working midnight to 8, 4 to 12s. So, and it always screws up your day. Well, you could do the content any time of the day. And if you have a floating shift where 1 week you're working days, 1 week you're working nights, it doesn't matter because you could do the content whenever you have free time. This was the beauty of it. It's on your time.
Yeah. And I think it's so important then, like there's so many people that will sit on, these platforms and consume content rather than create content. And then at the end of the day go, there's not enough hours in the day for me to do this stuff. And it's like, there's loads of hours in the day. Stop consuming the content and start creating it. So I'm envious of kind of the machine that you've created where you can put out your output. It is fantastic. So yeah.
Appreciate that. I mean, I'm very behind on my Marvel movies, but other than that, but you make sacrifices and trying to build something here, so that eventually the goal is to be able to relax, and it kind of runs on autopilot, but I don't know if I'll ever relax. I'm not the kind of person to not do stuff,
Yeah, I'm a bit of a like. My side projects is my hobby, it is my lifestyle. So I don't think I would ever not do that. I love the hustle and the grind of it. But I've just recently done like a working holiday. And there was a few days of it where I had to sit and do nothing. And it was an absolute torture for me. So I don't think I'll ever relax.
Yep. I'm on my phone trying to figure out how to do stuff, because I'm not a phone person, but, sometimes you have to, I'm editing stuff with CapCut, which is, I just found out about CapCut. I'm loving it. If you haven't used CapCut, I mean, that's great for mobile editing.
Yeah. I mean, it's great. Some of the tools that are out there. What are the, and this is a great question. What are the biggest misconceptions when it comes to side hustles? What realistically can people, can they replace their income that they're doing in their normal 9 to 5? How much time is it going to take to build this stuff up? What's the reality of being a side hustle?
It takes 5 to 10 years to be an overnight success, is what I say.
Yeah.
So 3 to 5 years to dedicate before you quit. Most people are going to give up in 90 days. Working out, dieting, you name it, whatever people start, 90 days is the tops. If they're not seeing the results they want to see, they quit.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, 80-20 rule, 80% of the people are going to fall off and quit. 20% of the people are going to go on and stick to it. Right. And that's what it's about. It's be that 20%,
Yeah. Yeah. There's a great meme I saw the other day that was perfect, that sums that up. And it's from Usain Bolt. And it said he trained for 6 years to do a 90-second race, whereas most people quit after 2 months having seen no results.
Yeah.
And it's
really right. Some of the other misconceptions is that you need a big audience to make any kind of money, which you really don't. I mean, YouTube subscribers really don't matter that much. It's like a vanity thing lately. It's not as much. It's not as important as it used to be, because if you have the right title and you have watch time where people are watching and not falling off, it kicks the algorithm in. The algorithm doesn't care how many subscribers you have. If you have a video that's going to go viral, it's going to go viral. So I mean, you have a better chance of doing it that way. And you don't need 1 million subscribers or even 500,000. Like I said, there's people making good time money with 10,000 subscribers and less. And the other thing I would say is the time thing, that it takes too much time. Like you said, there is time. Get off of Netflix. Stop playing video games. I mean, do those things. Don't be dull and don't be boring and don't ruin your life, but have fun. But like another thing, like I enjoy the content creation too. I enjoy the process. If you don't enjoy the process, it's not for you. Don't do it. Find something else. There's plenty of things you can do. You don't have to do that. Like drop shipping. People do drop shipping. Other people do other retail stuff, and there's plenty of side hustles that you can do. Like I always traded time for money. I always would do fixing holes, construction type stuff, handyman type stuff, painting, hanging pictures, putting furniture together, mowing lawns, whatever, fixing roofs. but again, time for money. And like, so here's the thing about the YouTube channel that I love, and I always say it is I have a clone army. You know, we talked about behind in the movies. I'm behind on the Star Wars movies too, but I have a clone army of myself. Every time I make a video, right, that's me out there on the internet, 24/7, working for me. Right, I'm doing something else. That video is working for me, and now I have, you know, how many videos do I have out there? I have a whole army out there doing that 24/7. I've got people in India watching my videos in the middle of the night. You know, it's crazy thinking about it. It's passive income is what it is. It's truly the only passive income there is content creation.
Yeah, and it's so weird when you are creating something and put it out there, and it's, for me, sometimes you can put something out there and not get the results straight away, and then 6 months later or a year later, suddenly a video starts producing, and you're like, where's this from?
That's the other thing.
It's so addictive.
The other thing with YouTube is it's evergreen, like you said. So it could be 6 months, it takes off. You know, the subject matter can change. A video you did 3 years ago could all of a sudden be relevant. You don't know, you know, and it just kicks off. It's great. It's better than the other platforms aren't as evergreen. You know, it kind of gets buried quickly. You know,
I think it's knowing, you know, one's great for kind of getting that instant kick, and the other one, like you said, is evergreen for that. When it comes to side hustles, and again, looking through your channel, you've tried all sorts of different things. How do you know if something is legit? You know, what perks your interest to go, right, this is something I'm going to kind of dedicate time to?
Return, I guess, you know, your return on investment, if you're not, you have to concentrate on money-making activities, basically. If you're not making, like, of course, there's things that you love to do. You tend to go towards those things first. So I'll try to do the hard things first, the things I don't want to do, get them out of the way, and then I can enjoy the rest of the time, you know. I don't know if I just answered your question or not.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But yeah, I've for years I had that thing where I was always looking for the next shiny coin, if you know what I mean. So rather than kind of dedicating and putting some work into one kind of side hustle, I was kind of skitting between different ones and not being dedicated to it.
Well, don't put all your eggs in one basket too. I mean, you want to have multiple streams of income coming in, you know. You got the YouTube channel, you can do affiliate marketing on your videos, and you got your AdSense, right? And of course, you know, if there's people selling courses, there's people doing all kinds of different income streams, right? And so you're making, let's say, $100 on this one, $500 this one, $1,000 on this one, you know, and it's passive. You know, and then you can focus on a new one. Once you build these up and you say, okay, this one's running on itself, I can focus on this one now, build this one up, and then I can focus on this one. It's like the spinning plates. You know, I go back and forth with the spinning plates and keep it in the air. You know, keeping all the balls in the air. You know, but things change all the time. All right, algorithms change. YouTube decides to change things. Amazon decides to change things. Facebook decides to change things, and things that were working for you, making you money, all of a sudden change, dry up. You're not making money. So that's why you have to diversify and be on a bunch of different things.
Yeah, and I think that kind of side hustler lifestyle, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You know, you've kind of got that in your blood. You're always going to find a way, if you know what I mean. So again, plug for BeLive as well. It's a great platform that we both use I use BeLive for both my creation of my shoppable videos, as well as doing interviews like this, and as well as using live streaming to promote my other businesses and my other side hustles. So yeah, and there is a link just got in the comment section if you want to sign up.
I do the same thing. I do the same thing. I was live last night for an hour and a half. I showcased a bunch of products. Then I spent an hour chopping it up in BeLive into shoppable videos and uploading it to Amazon. Did it all in a matter of hours. I had like 10 videos up in a matter of an hour. So it was amazing how much time it saved me. You know, and I mean, as far as being the Amazon influencer, BeLive is the go-to platform for the Amazon influencer. It has everything you need. I mean, the fact that it can go to multiple streams, you can bring traffic over to Amazon, and that the carousel pops up, the links pop up in the other chats is just golden. It's just crazy. Yeah,
and it's despite talk about that I'm a workaholic and I love the hustle and grind. I always kind of say I'm a lazy hustler. And so I want a tool that's going to make it as easy as possible for me to create that content, to chop it up, to put it out there, so I can do it in one sitting. Because once I get distracted, I'm distracted. And BeLive is great for me for that as well. So that is awesome. Other side hustles people should consider. What things, like you said then about YouTube, about the Amazon influencer programs. What kind of things should people be looking at when they're putting stuff out there?
I think if you know how to do something, right, that a lot of people maybe want to do that don't know how to do, and you can break it down into simple steps, you should build a course. You should have a course, like whatever it is. It could be how to improve your golf swing, or people buy courses on the dumbest things that you would think of as stupid, but you sell it online, and you make it once, and it's passive income. It's out there, and you just you can run Facebook ads to it, or put YouTube ads in, or make YouTube videos about it, and just drive traffic to it, and make money doing that. I think courses are a way to go. If you have any kind of audience on any other social media, like some people are taking pictures of their food, right, and other people are building an audience, and they don't know what to do with it. Right. They like, I have 500,000 followers on TikTok, and I'm not making any money. Well, you got to figure out how to monetize that audience. And so it's audience, problem, solution. That's the key right there. That's the formula. That's what's going to win for you. Audience, problem, solution. You find out, you get an audience, find out what problem they're having. There's always a problem in the niche where people start quitting. And this is too hard. I liked it, but now it's hard. I'm going to quit. I wish I didn't have to quit, but I don't really feel like getting over this hurdle. If you could figure out what that is and put videos out on how to fix that, how people can get over that, you become the guru.
Yeah.
Right. All of a sudden, you're the influencer, and people are turning to you for answers, and then you can monetize that. And now, anything you put, let's say you're a fishing channel, right? And you're the guy and now all of a sudden they go to you for fishing. When the fishing season comes, they want to know what reel you're using, and you can put a link for this is the reel I'm using this year. This is the lures I'm using this year. This is this is the basket I'm using this year. This is the boat I'm using, and you can make affiliate money doing all of that kind of stuff, and that's what you need to do.
Yeah. It's absolutely spot on. There's so many. It's like that kind of micro influencer. It's the next best thing to word of mouth. And going back to what you just said there about courses, that's something that I've just been playing around with for the past kind of 6 months. What's really interesting for me when it comes to that is once you start putting content out there, the content kind of creates itself, or the course can create itself. So if you do a couple of webinars on a certain subject, you can then break that down into your course that you can either use. I've just created one that is a lead magnet. So it's a free course I'm putting out there for some hypnosis stuff, but it's a lead magnet to build a list to then sell them on some more stuff. And like I said, that created itself from just doing a couple of webinars that is then broken down into smaller chunks.
Because when you do the webinars, you can figure out how to make your course by the questions people are asking you.
Exactly.
That's the problems they're having. That's what you got to overcome. That's what you got to figure out. They'll tell you exactly what they need.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah. I saw a great tip the other day as well. And again, it's finding out who your competitor is in your niche, and then go into their comment section and see what people are asking. And that's because they're the questions that need to be answered. And if you can answer them, like you said, you then become the authority within that niche.
Yep.
Live streaming is still fairly new. It's still in its infancy. That Amazon influencer is still fairly new. I've personally managed to raise my profile in my industry just because I'm the one that's out there live streaming and talking about it. There's guys that are far more experienced than me, but they're not doing it. So if you're the one that people see, it does really, really well. What tools, as apart from BeLive, what tools are important? You mentioned CapCut, BeLive. What other tools are out there for people to help that process be a bit quicker?
Well, you need to have some kind of video editor. Like I said, CapCut. I'm using that on the go right now. I don't want to start throwing names around because one's not really better than the next, but they're all basically the same. Some of them have a little more bells and whistles to them. I get what computer you have and how much, storage you have and what you can handle. Like I do most of my editing in the cloud. I'll tell you, I use WeVideo, right? And WeVideo is like, I have no affiliate link or anything for them, but they also have a lot of B-roll that I can access and put in my videos. That's very helpful, and they have audio that I can put in. That most of it is copyright free, but I have gotten snags a couple of times. But then I just use the YouTube music and to get over that. But and I do that all in the cloud, so I don't have to worry about what computer I'm using. I can use my laptop to edit videos, and stuff like that. And CapCut on the phone. Now I'm doing a lot of shovel videos on the spot, right there on the spot with the CapCut, and taking like 3 or 4 minutes, and I've got a video up. It's almost crazy. What else do I use? Canva. Everybody uses Canva, right? Everybody uses Canva.
Yeah.
Hey, Randy, thanks, man. Yeah, so everybody uses Canva for your graphics and for your thumbnails and stuff like that, and
How important is the thumbnail? I mean, everyone talks about the thumbnail. What tips would you say for that? Because you've got some really eye-catching thumbnails on your channel.
Oh, I appreciate that. I always struggle with those things. I always think that that's my weakness. So on YouTube, I think it's very important. That's your billboard. That's your movie poster, right? That's stopping the scroll, right? That's what they're saying. Stop the scroll, and then with your title, you want to drive curiosity, so they want to click, right? So so you drive curiosity with the title, but the thumbnail has got to be eye-catching, and again, can't be too complicated. They say 3 items in there, you, text, and a picture, something like that, but no more than 3 items, because then it's clouding it. People can't focus. They're looking at it very quickly, scrolling. So it has to be plain enough that they can figure out what it is just by looking at it quick. Yeah. But then again, on Amazon, we don't know if thumbnails matter yet. Amazon doesn't really share analytics too much, so we're still trying to figure that out. I'm assuming it does, but maybe it doesn't. We have to wait and see on that.
There we go. I'll just put a quick link to your Amazon storefront there as well. Do check out Jim's Amazon show. When it comes to the thumbnails, what do you have a fresh thumbnail for every Amazon Live that you do?
No, I have a couple that I use for different shows, basically, and like some of them will be specialties. Like I had Christmas shows, I had Black Friday shows, stuff like that. If I'm happen to go live on a holiday for whatever reason, I'll change the thumbnail around. Or if I'm showcasing a certain product for a brand, I'll have to change the thumbnail for that. But I have basic thumbnails. I do a trivia game that I play on Tuesday trivias, and basically the same thumbnail now, and pretty plain. Doesn't have any products on it. Just says Tuesday trivia and has a picture of me, and let's have some fun. And I don't know if it works, if it drives people, because people don't really see it for that long. And where do they see it? Because that's another thing I'd love to know. Where do they see it? People can't find Amazon Live. It's not being put out to enough faces yet, in my opinion. In my opinion, for Amazon, they could be doing a better job. And I love them, don't get me wrong, but they could be doing a better job promoting their live streams, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's still so very, very new, is the Amazon Live. But yeah, I played around with all sorts of, at first I started with like a fresh thumbnail for every show, and exactly the same as what you said. I kind of thought it doesn't make that much of a difference. So now I'll refresh them once a month. So I'll have a different kind of theme or different styling for each month. But yeah, I played around for a while and then realized it doesn't actually make that much of a difference now. So
right now, I don't think so, because the people that are following you are going to watch no matter what your thumbnail is. I don't think it matters so much. But how people are finding you today is, I don't know if the thumbnail is the way or if they're finding you other ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of final advice, if someone's wanting to kind of start a side hustle, if someone's wanting to start live streaming, YouTube content creation, what advice would you give them?
Start. That'd be it. Start. You have everything you need in your pocket. You have a cell phone in your pocket. Everybody does. Don't tell me you don't. The poorest person on the block has a cell phone today, and it's an incredible piece of equipment that somebody my age, when I think about what that can do, and what I used to have, it's incredible. So now you have the capacity to go and do content with movie quality video,
Yeah.
basically, right, in your hand, in your pocket, and it's just what are you waiting for, basically? Like I said, some people are taking pictures of their food and laughing about it. Some people are taking pictures of their food and making money.
Yeah.
It's which one are you?
Do you know what? Since joining the influencer program, I always joke with my friends, like I always consider myself like one of the oldest influencers around. But now it's everything is about kind of those products, rather than just taking a picture of something. I want to make sure there's a picture in there. I want to make sure the brand is tagged on there. It's always trying to find a way of monetizing that. Very quickly, can you share some experiences about your experience with BeLive and how it's helped you with live streaming?
Well, I love BeLive. I'll tell you how I got turned on to BeLive. I met Dr. Elo at People of Video conference in Albany, New York last year, and we talked about it. And I was just becoming an Amazon influencer at the time, and was going live. And when he told me that I could post my stuff onto other platforms, my links would go. That turned me right on.
Yeah.
That I could draw traffic, because on Amazon, the Instagram people, the TikTok people, they have people with buying intent audiences. My YouTube channel weren't commercialized where they're going to buy clothing and electronics from me. They're there to learn stuff on my YouTube channel. They're not there to buy.
Yeah.
So I had to figure out a way to bring people over to Amazon, and doing that was helping with that. The snake, the engagement, basically, the snake, helping people to engage, and people going back and forth trying to be the head of the snake.
Yeah.
Is a lot of fun. And I joke, at the beginning you used to be able to almost lock up the whole row, and now I don't know how many you can have in it before it stops. But I don't know if it goes all the way around anymore, where it would freeze up the screen. And I said, keep going until we freeze up the screen, and it just generates the engagement,
Yeah. And I think that's it as well. BeLive's really on point when it comes to tools to help with engagement, rather than just live streaming as well, which is what I absolutely love it for. But yeah, the snake's one of my favorite features. So whenever I see another BeLiver streaming, I'm so competitive. I have to be the head of the snake.
Yep. But yeah, engagement is the key. It's what's going to trick the algorithm, or kick the algorithm, not trick it, but kick it in. To get people in to talk and what's really great is when you get regulars in the chat and they start talking back and forth, and it just and then whatever platform you're on is going to show your live to more people. Yeah. I don't know if Amazon does, but that's how most of the platforms do it.
Yeah, and all the platforms now are looking for real value content. So having that engagement, having those comments, having those interactions, like you said, it's not tricking the algorithm. It's actually giving the audience, giving the algorithm what it really wants, which is a great thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what do you find is kind of the best features of BeLive for like the live sales element?
Well, like we were talking about that, it goes, you can pop up the picture and it'll go to put the link on Facebook, YouTube, right, in the chat. Yeah. And that's going to increase engagement with that. As far as sales, also bringing the carousel in and having the carousel there so you can see it, right? And it's just helpful for the links, and you can also sometimes when you're going live, you can't see the product. For me anyway, it's real small. Right, maybe you're using your phone for the app to go live, and it's good to have BeLive there so you can see it all spread out.
One of the features I love about it at the moment is the fact of you can have your Amazon affiliate link in there. So if you can be on Amazon Live, but also kind of stream into your YouTube or Facebook channel, and your Amazon affiliate will appear next to the product. So even the people that aren't watching you on Amazon Live, you're following on Facebook or YouTube, you're still generating that revenue from your Amazon affiliate link on there as well. That for me is a really great thing, because it means those people that aren't following you over to Amazon, can still purchase the product and you can still generate that revenue. So I think that's one of my favorite features at the moment as well.
Because I think that's always the problem when you're streaming to multiple platforms, is getting the people, whatever platform you're on, your main platform, getting people on the other platforms to be able to engage with what you're doing, and just makes it so much easier. And it's really incredible to think about it, that they can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a fantastic platform. Guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. But very quickly, just put up a link. We've spoke about Be Live. There is a link in the comment section there so that you can sign up to Be Live. Again, even if you're not into the live selling, but for live selling as a side hustle, for me personally, it was one of the first ones where the hype really did meet with expectations. I remember I was using Be Live to do some shows, talking to other people, hypnotists and coaches. And I loved the live sales element because it meant I could put links out there to different programs and people could sign up. And when I got told about the Amazon influencer program, I kind of thought it would be a bit like my Amazon affiliates. It would maybe generate a couple of dollars each time. It wouldn't be whatever. But after the first couple of times of going live on Amazon, it really brought in, a decent income from going live. So that was a great thing for me. Rennie's got a quick question here. It says, how many people do you need to get on Amazon influencer program?
Rennie, it's an open question right now. I think it's changed since I've been paying attention to it. So it used to be like 2,000 to 3,000 on YouTube you could get in, and like 10,000 on Instagram, and I'm not sure what it was on TikTok, but I think they're letting people in with less, and I think a lot of people are getting in with Facebook business pages.
Yeah.
With like 4,000 followers on, that's what I'm hearing. But I also hear that people are buying followers, and that might get shut down because people are taking advantage of it. Yeah. So, but yeah, the thing is, it's not how many followers or subscribers you have. What I found is the engagement. We go back to the engagement. If you have 100 people that are answering everything you put out there, they're commenting, they're liking, they're sharing, okay, you're going to get into the program because you have an audience. You have sway. You're an influencer. It's obvious. You have sway over somebody, right? So it's obvious. If you have 1 million subscribers and no engagement, what good is having them? Really.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree any more with you on that, Jim. I think Amazon are looking for engaged followers rather than actual numbers. A good friend of mine, him and his wife are quite competitive. She has a group with, I think it's 25,000 people in the group. He has a group with 60 people in the group, and he makes probably 3 times more revenue from his group than what she does from hers, because all of his people are engaged. They're all talking. They're all involved. And so he's got so much sway and influence over them, whereas her group is massive and she can't really manage it. So there's no real engagement there. And I think the algorithms look at that and kind of go, if there's 10,000 people in the group and only 5 are commenting regularly, that goes more against you than having a group with 100 people where 80 people.
What they're doing now, like with advertising, traditional advertising is dead. They used to have a celebrity and they would pay him millions of dollars to be a spokesperson. So now that doesn't work. Nobody believes the spokesperson. So they're getting influencers, micro influencers, and they're getting them to go out to their people because it's engagement. When they speak to them, people believe them. They say, oh, they know what they're talking about. They're telling me the truth, right? It's not because those celebrities don't use those products. Everybody knows they don't use those products. They wouldn't be caught dead in Sears wearing a pair of jeans. You know that for a fact. So they go to the micro influencers to spread the word, and that they'd rather spend the money that way nowadays. They get more return on their money and engagement than traditional advertising.
Yeah, and it's so true. A guy who I did a webcast thing recently, Marshall Silver, had a great comment, and he says, these people like me, I must sell them something. And I think now, even in our small circles, we can look at kind of what products are we using and how can we kind of share that information to our network and generate revenue from it.
Yeah, someone that I'm friends with on Facebook turned around and said, "People like us buy from people like us." So that's why influencers are so in demand, because
Yeah,
people will relate to you and automatically believe what you're saying because you're like them. Oh, he
yes,
uses that; he's like me. I
yeah,
can relate to him, and it just makes more sense.
yeah. Rennie says, would you use your business page or personal page?
I think it's business page, but
Yeah,
don't quote me on that because I didn't use Facebook, but I think it's business page.
yeah. And Rennie says, Facebook or Instagram better. I think wherever your following is, and when you sign up to the influencer program, you can put in your different social media platforms. So whichever is your best one, obviously put that one forward. But it's as much of a muchness in this day and age, I think.
There's also a thing now where there's been people denied or suspended for uh, age, the Facebook account's not being old enough. So
Yeah,
there's people who just started them. They're only 6 months old or whatever. They're starting to cut down on those guys too. So people who just started, they want a seasoned account with a lot of engagement. So
yeah.
whichever one you feel is your best one, like you said, I would put that one forward.
I would also say if people are signing up for the influencer program and getting turned down the first time, don't give up on that. You know, whatever business you're in, whatever niche you're in, continue to build that engagement and build that following, with the hope of getting into the influencer program. And even if you don't, still keep doing that, because it's in this day and age, building good engagement with your following is only going to do your business good, no matter what side hustle you're involved in.
Yep, yep. Um, oh, I just had a thought and I lost it. Sorry.
Fantastic. Well, Jim, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. Let me just very quickly pop your YouTube channel up there as well. That will appear in the comment section, and your Amazon.com.
If anybody's interested, I also have you didn't know .live is my web page that I have all my links on. So you didn't know .live, pretty simple to find, and you can get a list of videos that I have there for to being an influencer and about being an Amazon influencer. Now, you were saying about an Amazon influencer to keep applying. You can apply as many times as you want, but once you're approved, you only get 3 chances to get approved for placements with those videos. So then you have to be careful what you're doing. So apply as many times till you get approved. But then before you start putting videos up there, don't put any videos up there until you watch some videos and figure out what the best practices are, because you only get 3 chances and you'll be out. And it's a sad thing when people just throw up videos because they're excited and they throw stuff up and they realize, oh, there was a packing slip in that one. Oh, I mentioned price in that one. Oh, I made a medical claim in that one, and
Yeah.
you get denied, and because you don't realize, because you don't know.
Yeah. And another thing again, is on those first 3 placement videos, don't upload 30 videos, don't
No.
upload 20 videos. You've got 3 videos. And if you upload any more than that, it just causes complications. And like Jim says, you want to learn the process first. Watch some of Jim's videos. He has got a plethora of videos that will talk you through the process. So do your research. Get on Jim's channel, look through some of those videos, and it gives you a good fighting chance to get started.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Fantastic. Jim, absolute real pleasure. Have a great day. Guys, don't forget, if you're watching this on the replay, pop your questions in the comment section and we'll get back to you as well. And don't forget, sign up to Be Live today, where you can get a free trial, and you too could be monetizing your content in no time as well. There we go. They are brilliant. Rennie says, are you from Queens?
Yes, I am from Queens. I don't live there anymore. I live upstate New York, by Lake George, close to the Canadian border, but I'm from Queens originally.
Brilliant. And Rennie, whilst you're here, quite interested, are you going to be in St. Louis in a couple of weeks' time? Hopefully so. I'm speaking at a conference over there, so I think Rennie is going to be at that conference. Guys, From me, from Jim, from the Be Live team, thank you for joining us. Do stay, keep your eyes peeled in the community group as well. Fantastic, Rennie, I'll see you there. Do keep your eyes peeled in the community group. And if any questions, let us know. Take care, good night, and God bless.
Take care now.